Hey, how goes it, land of the YouTubes? This is Eli. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you happen to be new around these parts, I'm a film photographer. I guess I shoot a little bit of digital here and there. More about that in future videos. But anyway, today we're talking about some film photography. Where was I? Oh, I'm from Indianapolis area, here in the Midwest in the great state of Indiana. And today I want to talk to you about a recent film photography road trip I took with a couple of buddies of mine. So with no further ado, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, smash subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow my friends on Instagram, all that's linked below. You can do all that good fun stuff after you watch this video, because this one's going to be fun. We're going to show a bunch of photos, 35mm format, medium format, all the formats. Let's go. We've got a lot of energy today.
Interesting.
Alright, so to start off the trip, we headed down south from Indianapolis down to Cincinnati, Ohio. First roll of the day, I was blasting some Portra 160 in my, let me grab it.
2 hours later.
This guy, my Canon AE1 with a 50mm 1.8. So Portra 160 is a stock I really like. I think it does a good job in these kind of like older school brick, like urban environments. It looks really good. It renders like brick tones really well. I don't know why. Maybe that's a new thing. Hashtag brick tones on Instagram. But anyway, happy with these frames. Kind of good start to the trip. Second roll from Cincy was a roll of Agfa Vista 200 that my buddy David let me borrow. I also put that through this. Shout out to David for the Agfa Vista. That stuff is few and far between these days. So it was fun to shoot some of that. Pretty rare film stock. Anyway, after Cincinnati, 2 rolls down for the day, we were making our way to Lexington, Kentucky, where we were going to be spending the night. So once I hit Lexington, Kentucky downtown, I was finishing off the roll of Agfa in that camera, and I started to use this camera, a Mamiya 645 medium format camera. Love this guy. First roll I loaded up in it was, you guessed it, another roll of Portra 160, but this time it's a roll of expired Portra 160 NC. I believe this expired in like 04, so we had the vintage feels on lock, and I'm psyched with how these photos turned out. It was kind of one of those days where I couldn't tell if it was going to be cloudy or if it was going to be sunny. So we were like shooting U-Hauls and intersections and that kind of stuff, what have you, old cars, you know, whatever nonsense we could find around the outskirts of Lexington. Cool little area we found. It was on the northeastern side of Lexington. So we just walked around there, shot some photos for a while, and then I loaded up a roll of Kodak Gold into this. Kodak Gold, if you know me, you know I love Kodak Gold. It's an underrated film stock. It just doesn't miss. You know, Kodak Gold don't miss, as they say. Really high quality stuff. I think Kodak Gold 200, like I said, is underrated. The images usually come out sharp. They come out with good color. The saturation is good, but it's not like, oh my goodness, like Ultramax sometimes looks. So Kodak Gold's a great film stock. It looks fabulous in sunny conditions, and even on cloudy days it seems to do okay, just because it has that little pop of vibrance in those midtones. So I was walking around with some of that. After that, sat down, had some pizza as I'm receiving some texts. Better silence the old iPhone before we go on here. And then after that, we headed back to the hotel where we loaded up our medium format cameras, grabbed our tripods, and we were driving to some small town outside of Lexington. Don't remember what it was. I could not tell you what the town was called. Not important anyway. Stay on topic here. So, loaded our cameras. Literally within probably 10 minutes of us starting to take photos at night, Hutches, which is Dylan Hutchison, shout out to Grainerate on Instagram. It's tagged below. Ask him about his name, don't ask me about it, not my problem. His RB67 decided to go on the fritz, you know, just decided to quit working. So me and David were standing there trying to troubleshoot in the dark. So these 3 guys standing around with like tripods around us, huddled together looking at this Mamiya massive brick camera. You know, we could see like a cop was pulled over in this bank near us, probably wondering what in tarnation was happening to us. as the raining is starting to come down. There's lightning over in the south. It was wild. Anyway, we get the camera fixed. At that point, it's like pouring rain. We're standing under a tree. We try to make it back to the car. We get under a little awning. I pull my car up. It is just dumping rain. I mean, dumping rain. The heavens have opened. It is like flash flood type stuff. We get in the car. We go, well, crud. We had CineStill 800T loaded in all 3 of our cameras, and we shot about 3 or 4 rolls, about 3 or 4 shots each. So we're sitting here like, man, it's going to rain until probably like 7 or 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're going to have to shoot this CineStill when it's bright out. So if you know anything about 800T, it's tungsten balanced film. So you should probably shoot it under tungsten light, aka nighttime. So you get those pretty little halations around the lights and all that jizzy jazz. Because it's coronavirus, at our hotel there was a terrible, terrible continental bagged breakfast. A joke. So we decided to head to Denny's. Said Denny's is in a gas station parking lot. So this, ladies and gentlemen, in daylight, is where we decide to shoot the rest of our 800 tungsten film. And I've got to say, we kind of slayed these shots. They do look kind of fire, I'm not going to lie. Maybe I'll shoot some more 800T in daylight. After that, we decided to keep heading north toward Louisville. But on the way, we decided, hey, we'll stop at this little town called Shelbyville, Kentucky. And let me tell you, Shelbyville, Kentucky is a gem of the Midwest. Really cool little small town. Kind of felt like, if you guys know who Stephen Shore is, great photographer, love his work, big fan of his large format work. This town had that style, had that feel, felt like you stepped back into the mid 70s or early 80s. So I shot a roll of Portra 800 in the 645 and a roll of, well, I should say I finished the previous day's roll of Kodak Gold 200 in this guy right here. I loaded a roll of Kodak Tri-X 400 in the medium format camera also. Anyway, this town was an absolute win. We went antiquing, had a great time. From there we went to Louisville, had some OK hot chicken, and then we shot in Jeffersonville, Indiana, just across the Indiana-Kentucky border. So I've got a couple photos to share from Jeffersonville as well. Then that kind of wraps up this crazy video. So absolute blast hanging out with David and Dylan for the weekend. Great trip. We'll have to make it happen again, boys. Again, both their Instagrams are linked down below. Timestamp in the comment section for me. Timestamp what your favorite image from this video was, what your favorite photo I took on the trip was. Yeah, I think that takes care of the story time with Eli in this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Enough talking for me. Peace out.